And hello and welcome back to Create With Me with Michelle Holden. And tonight is going to be a new sort of a redo of the series because we have some free giveaways and they're going to be monthly. And if it gets really going, I can't promise anything more than monthly just because of my busy schedule trying to grow this channel and create my course. It's coming soon, I promise. So let's say hi to each other. Let's see. So, and I know I say so a lot, so I'm aware, and I'm trying to work on that, but that's okay. Tonight's video or live session was Marks That Listen, or is Marks That Listen, and I was thinking about it, and I'm going, oh, yeah. It's about, again, slowing down enough to hear what your marks are trying to say. So it's the moment that when creating becomes a dialogue, not just between brush and paper, but between your inner rhythm and what wants to happen or emerge on the page. So I thought we'd do two parts tonight. First, let's say hi. Hello, my regulars. It's so nice to see you back. I must apologize for the time because when I was checking in on my scheduled live, because I do that sometimes Sunday, but mostly Monday morning-ish or afternoon, it said 8 o'clock, but yet because we put the times back, it was coming on at 7. So I thought, oh, that might work out because it's earlier. But for you viewers, YouTube, who are on Eastern Standard Time, you'll miss the video. You'll miss the live. It'll already been on an hour. So I thought I'll go in and fix it. And then it somehow readjusted to 8 o'clock, the new time with the daylight savings time. So I know that was a lot of rigmarole, but we're here now. So how's everybody's week been? I hope you've had some time to slow down, get some wonderful marks down, and of course make layers past those marks. So, and by the way, I know I've not mentioned this before. If this is inspiring you and you really love this content and want to keep this going, you can also buy me a coffee. So that little chime thing or that, I don't know if it's showing up, but anyway, if you're thinking of it, I would really appreciate it. And I also appreciate you taking time away from your daily lives and coming to join me to do some, well, to create, to find our inner rhythm, to follow our intuition and find our true art. Let's talk about the giveaways. So, let's see. I want to... Sorry, I just have some notes here. Oh, yes, here we go. So everyone who signed up for the Create With Me series, you've signed up. The links are in the bottom of this video when it comes on again. When it uploads, all of my lives are uploaded the next day. And if you're on that Create With Me signed up and you don't get the lives because they're too late or they're too early, on the replay, if you comment and share, you will be entered to for a draw for November and December, and then we'll see what happens in the new year. But I plan to have something very special coming out in the new year. So, the first prize is going to be a really lovely set of my handmade collage papers. Everything from transparent to opaque to special papers. And they're not going to be all big sheets, but they'll just be a lovely collection. And you have seen lots of my papers before: transparent, translucent, multi-layered, and I'll just love making. I've just about started them. So the draw will be at the end of the month. I will take and go through all of the comments, and we'll see how that goes. I think it'll be pretty fun. It's sort of a motivator to get everybody talking, commenting. And so tonight we are going to start with the grid. That's great. Yes, the party can begin. That's awesome. Yes, hello, Tatiana. Hello, Chef B. And SWL. I know sometimes we don't like to have our first names, but rather than me calling you SWL, I can still do that if you would like to. Drop a name or drop a location, just generally where everybody's from tonight. Hello. Yay. All right. Nice to see our community building. It feels so good. Okay. So, let's see what else. Oh, yes. So when we are listening to our marks, slowing down enough so we can pay attention to see what they're saying back, and I don't know if you caught the thumbnail. Oh, all right. Great state of Texas. Hello. Yes, it is. Feel free to chat, but then come on back. Don't miss any part of the live video. Okay, so this is, remember last week's where we went slow and they went fast? And I've been glancing at this, and the energy in this thing is amazing. So we're going to wait, and I will take that, maybe not as far as this one went because it's sort of all got hidden, but we'll see what we'll do with the fast versus the slow start. Okay, these are all marks to start. Tonight, we're going the opposite. We're going to pay attention enough so we can listen to what it wants to say back. And that is your visual language. All of this lingo is all about finding your visual language and then interpreting in a journal, on wooden panel, small canvas, large canvas, and that's where we ultimately want to go. I really don't remember if I showed you this grid. So this is sort of a sneak peek of what's coming up. And this is just partly part of what I do to really build my mark making library, my lexicon of marks. So I can put it this way for the large 12 by 14 Canson. And then I can rotate it and put a 6 grid. And I love the size of them. I might make them a little bigger, but I like to put notes and everything beside this. And you can see tonight we're going to use more inks. I've made a wash and I've added some water. I use this dropper. It's sort of from it's like science experiments, so you can really be precise with your drops. I just like it because I control the wash for my ink. I'm going to use the bamboo skewer, the water-soluble graphite, ink, and this brush for the water, and a couple of these bamboo brushes. So we're just going to keep it simple for now. Then we're going to move over to a timed 10-minute mark making session. Right now they're starting just with black and white with a little gold. And I notice I've been wanting to add color, but I'm trying to keep that away, just minimal, because I really want to focus on the value, my marks, and having just black and white is really cool. This is the one I made earlier, which I ended up adding. It just needed some warming up. So I used the Caran d'Ache water-soluble wax crayon, not a pastel. These are much harder. And then tonight I thought I'd talk about some mark-making tools. So then we're going to do a new page. But before we get there, I was sort of I don't know, I needed to really slow down. And I thought, oh yeah, what about that little activity, which is an art therapy activity called Take a Rock for a Walk. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this. Give me a thumbs up if you are in the comments. Taking a rock for a walk. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you're familiar. Yes, it's also a community when we're sort of focused on why we're here. So don't forget about that, everyone. It's a great community. I put a lot of work into this channel, and I would really appreciate some comments and some people just sort of, this is what I'm teaching. This is what I do. So that would be a great thing too. So don't forget, that's why we're here. I would also later on like to talk about any interesting art tools that you use that you found around the house or are from nature. But first I'll just quickly demonstrate, take a rock for a walk. So this is a really smoothed down stone, very tiny, and the challenge was to stay within the perimeters of this 3-inch by 3-inch square. The idea of it is to go slow enough to move it around, always touching the rock, the stone. So you're making a mark, but you're not even paying attention to it. And I found that I really had to slow down in order to direct the rock to where I wanted to go. So this is all about not even marks, it's just paying attention and being present. So I did that with pencil. This is a 6B. And I also did it with a marker. And the lines are so very round, very different than what I would usually make, which are sharp and dotted and scratchy. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of an ink wash here. I'm going to use the bamboo skewer here, the ink wash in this area, but I want to create sort of a puddle with my brush because I want to, when I put this, it has another tone in it already, but that's okay. So this is really washed down, and I'm going to compare. There we go. And I want it to stay in there. So when you have some excess, you can use a dry brush and you just soak that up. Sometimes fibers get in there, but you can just scoop those up with your brush. Okay. Now I'm going to use the water-soluble graphite and just see how the two mediums interplay with each other. So I've put water down first, and there's a really nice wash happening there. Okay. Okay. So this is the play with horizontal and vertical, soft, wide bands with very thin marks. I'm going to put a blob of full ink. I want to see what it does. So I wonder what any of you, what this reminds you of. Got horizontal. To me, it's sort of like grasses. It's from nature. It really could be anything. And then what I do is I just keep going with some marks, and then I have a journal of all these resources and all of my favorite marks. So I can use them on a full page. Okay, let's just use the water-soluble graphite. Okay. And then I might want to combine that with pencil. Oh, yes. I understand. I've seen that. I've not used the marbles yet, dipped in ink or paint. I've seen it on the video, and it's really, really cool. What I'm trying to get across is look how simple my tools are. Now, of course, you've got some fancy brushes. For the marbles, they're everyday objects that you can find. And can you imagine if you change the color of the paint, even the value a little bit, what you would get in layers of marks with those? That's inspiring. So thank you for sharing. Miss D's account, thank you for sharing about the marbles. We all need to, if we are going to be a community, sharing these little gems is a really, really helpful to each other. Okay, let's do, I think I'm going to move away just for interest's sake, just to show you. I'm reaching into my ink stash here. No, not that one. Let me reach for the blue. In Canada, or up here, I've got an indigo and I've got this beautiful blue, because our marks don't always, even though they're black, because we're just focusing on those, they can be any dark. So let's move away from that. And I'm just, whoops, there's my old school light. So I'm just going to put a pool there. It's called puddling. And I'm just going to put this fabulous blue on the page, just one drop. There we go. That's what I wanted. Can you imagine if you had a whole series of these in a grid? Just this. Look what you could do. And after it dries, what you could add to it. So let's try to just soak this up. I'm going to use this this bamboo brush that really soaks up excess, but I don't want to disturb that really cool organic, natural design that happened. And I just want to leave it. So there's a fast mark, just drips and drops. Does anyone use this technique? Yes, it is. These marks are mirrors of you. They're your visual language. Now, just because you've made some marks and put them on a page doesn't mean, of course, that that painting is finished or even done, halfway finished. It's just part of your visual language. But it's a great place to start. Okay, I've discovered my new beautiful blue color. So now I've got to go to the store and buy or order some fabulous inks. This is, what color is this? I think we should just try it. What do you think? I'm going to put it right over these interesting marks. And you could just use your grid just to explore drops of ink with water. Oop, didn't get any in there. I know, isn't it fabulous? Look at that one. Okay. Okay. I've got a yellow. So let's go red, blue, and yellow. Let's put those primaries down and just see how that goes. I wasn't planning this, by the way. I just, who here, like, I know the black and the mark making is good, but you know what? I need color. Who else here just needs a little color? Oh, what am I doing? You said yellow. Oh, nice. Nice, Chef B. Do you use that mostly for your whole practice? Now look at the yellow. It's so transparent. Wow. And see how it stays mostly opaque in the middle and then moves out? Let's soak that up. So I'm just going to let those dry. And then this is what I'm going to do. See, I'm a person, a teacher, of course. I like teaching on the fly when things are happening at the moment, because that's when it's most meaningful. Of course I plan, but I like to leave it light because, like tonight, I didn't plan using these other colors, and now I already have an idea for next week. So, we are going to expand on ink. We might stick with the blues. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Now with that, and look at the hard-edged watermark, because this is watercolor paper. That's why it's 140 pound. If you're exploring, if you can get the Canson, it can handle anything. And isn't that fabulous? The blue is Aquafine by Rowney, and it is cerulean hue. But any bright blue like this would be fabulous. And why not do one more drop before we close with the inks with the indigo? I think right there. I'll soak some of that up first. Indigo blue is also a beautiful blue. Now that's rather thick, but it just needs a little help to go around. I don't know now that I have this, if I like indigo as much as this one. Wow. There's greens. There's so many colors. Okay. I'll just soak that up. So when they're dry, you can go back in with pencil. But I don't want to overpower the organic nature of these drops. I just want to add another element. So these with repetition on different papers would be amazing as opaque and translucent collage papers. So just think of that with the papers that I'm going to be making for the end of November, because they will be current papers, new ones that I'm exploring and experimenting with. So look forward to that. Keeping it simple. That's a great idea. Great idea, Chef B. Okay, so we'll let these dry, and I can't wait to see them in the morning. So I just have this one so far. I know I promised myself I would start November and do a daily 10-minute. It's been a crazy week this week. I've been supply teaching a lot and haven't been able to do as much art as I want. Anyone else feeling the same way? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, Miss D, would you mind sharing how you make your stencils? Like, is it, this is like, I think this is Bristol board from a pad, Strathmore, I believe. I know there's different stone papers, cardstock, plastic. Is there anything out there, group, that you find is easy to cut and doesn't, you know how some of those edges can be really ragged? Is there something smooth? Any tips? Let's share those in the group. Oh, page dividers. That's a great idea. Do you use the extra thick ones? Yes, I know. Okay, so we're going to move on. Let's see, how are we doing for time? What time is it? Okay, we're good. We're good. Um, I'm loving the black and white though, because I can just focus on the texture, the lines, the marks, the layers. Of course, I'm still using collage, and I'll show you what I'll use tonight. I've got some papers, some more of that. I've got a little pink. Maybe that'll be the hero color. Oh. Now you see when you start putting your collage papers together? So I've got blue diamonds or rhombuses, black ones. Look at these together. They just pop. Like alone they look good, but when they're side by side talking to each other, it's so cool. And then in that mix, you would add a quiet, solid space. See, now it's getting, see how these two, they don't get along. They're vying for attention in the style of Mark. So that's tension. But you might want some of that somewhere in your page. This is a little more unique, not as busy. Of course, this is deli wrap. Even this little half circle, I save those because you just might need it. Okay, so I might use blue. I might cheat and go totally off my black and white. I'm trying not to, but I might add a little hero color. So let's see what we can do. And of course, I'm going to write a few notes on this side so I remember what I was focusing on this page, and also the date, because I will be having 30 of these. After my 100-day project, I had 100 of them. It's like, I can't even believe I did that. But once you get in the flow, it's amazing. Has anyone here participated in the 100-day project yet? Oh, Yupo paper, yes. Thank you, Miss D. Yes, there's so much packaging out there, isn't there not, to use? I saved some, but when I was really saving it, I just ran out of room. Ah, that's great. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my own little 30-day challenge. And then what I want to do is I got to walk the walk, right? I feel so disconnected if I don't do at least 10 minutes in a day. So I'm going to start my watch for 10 minutes. And that should bring us near the end. And as I start creating that set of collage papers that will be up for the draw, I'll show you little sneak peeks throughout the week, the ones that I really love. And of course, they will be from the same color palette, they will all be cohesive because that's how we roll here in the Create With Me. Okay, I'm going to start because you've seen my hands move around the screen too much. This is a 6B pencil. My watch, let's see. What are you doing? Okay, good. I got a new watch. I'm so proud of it. It's so nice. Let's set it for 10. Now, I'm sort of going to do a think aloud. What are my marks saying? Well, my marks saying tonight are had a big day with the kids at school. I need to slow down even some more and just calm my nervous system. I think the marks are showing how I'm feeling. So we're not following the black and white, are we? Maybe this will just be a wash underneath. I just had to do that. I'm going to also soak up. Notice I knew that once I soaked it up a bit, it would just be like a shadow, which I love. And then I just like to soak it up and let this newsprint build with layers, and it'll become a collage. My scratchy brush. Okay. I'm looking for that feel right feeling. This is matte medium. I put the collage on this way when I'm doing lives, so I avoid using the dryer. It's tricky, but it's doable. See, I don't like that. I changed my mind. I think you need to be right in the middle. I find the color shaper for the deli wrap, since it's a little delicate, not totally delicate, does a really good job but this one has a notch in it. Okay. Ah. Oh, right there. The reason why I liked it right here is because the curve, it's echoing that curve. So it just needed to be there. And now see that little bit of blue that I started out with is way in the background. Now, this is collage. So I've used marks, layers of collage. Let's see. Let's just put wondering. No, that'll be too harsh. I like these when I just want just a little bit of a glaze, or you call it a wash, in the background. Interesting. Now the one that didn't go previously is fitting in here because of that blue, but it's still a dark, so I like it. So to me, it's okay to use it. Everyone has their own little rules. No. See how that's way too bright? It just stands out way too much. I'm going to use some more marks. These are just brush strokes, dots, right on deli paper, not with a jelly plate printer. Ah, right there. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe some of this excess medium off. Then I'm going to finish up with some marks. I need to be careful when I use these pens. If the paint is still wet, it clogs them up. Ooh, look at this one. Very fine. You can't see it that well, and I don't want to ruin it. Let's... Oh, no. Where is it? I was looking for my other... Oh, we'll just use the solid marker in black. I was looking for the white one, but that's okay. So just some contrast in here. I really like this. I just want to push it back a bit. Okay, I love these. The white China marker is really interesting as well. But it's tearing up the paper, so I have to be careful. So there's a start for 10 minutes. Later on, after some of these are dry, I might come in and add, see that sort of vies for, but I like that down at the bottom. Let's just throw that in. Pink, nope. Maybe some of this writing. What about some of these? There's some bold marks. See how they're right across? There we go. I think I'll just finish right here. So sometimes I finish completely in 10. It's roughly 10. That's good enough for me. So there we go. Okay, so I plan to fill up all of these 60 pages with 10-minute sessions. It's not about the outcome. It's about pushing yourself, letting things happen, and of course, paying attention and slowing down enough to hear what the marks are trying to say. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. And I hope you have a good week creating. Hello to anyone who is new here, and don't forget to comment, but you need to be signed up for the Create With Me. I think right now there's about 134 people. We need more. We need as many as we can get. And then the draw will be at the end of the month, and I'll start showing sneak peeks of the collage paper set. And happy creating. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. And you can still comment. You can still comment 48 hours after it's been uploaded. So have a good week, everybody. You are welcome. And I hope people give this a try. Simple, black, white, maybe a little color, some inks, mark making tools, and you're off. So I'll see you in the next video. All right, excellent. Top fans: Bruce, Miss D, Tatiana, Lori, Martha. And don't forget, you need to like as well and comment. All right. Thank you, my top fans. Thank you, everybody else. Have a good creative week.